Hi guys! Welcome to this week's episode of Real Talk with Whitney. Welcome back. I'm super excited about this week's topics, so let's get it started. News, we have a Danish brand called Carlsberg wants to be the first brand ever to replace the six-pack plastic rings that are on everything, like a six-pack of soda or beer or whatever. Those plastic rings that are really bad for our turtles and the environment, they want to replace it with recyclable glue. So I read this and my first thought was, so then the animals are going to be eating glue? Like, won't that kind of make them a little goofy in the head or something? Like, it's glue, you know? But apparently, the glue is designed not only to be transportable, to be able to go in the refrigerator and all that kind of stuff, so it's durable, but it is also designed to be biodegradable and safe for the environment. So I have to assume that safe for the environment would include the fact that they'll probably eat some of it, you know? And so hopefully it doesn't mess with their brains. But I guess we will see how that goes if that turns out. They're estimating that by doing this, they will reduce plastic waste by 70%, 76% or more per year. So I mean, hey, it's gotta be at least a little bit better, right? But then on the flip side, scientists at Swansea University have developed technology that can convert plastic to fuel for hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. So either way, you know, we're kind of winning. So the fuel or the technology, it's still like on a smaller level. They haven't really gotten it produced for an industrial size yet, but once they do, that's super helpful. So we've got a company, a Danish brand that is going to help eliminate some plastic, and then the other company is just going to pick it up and turn it into fuel anyway. So, you know, it's a win-win. It's a win-win for the environment. So last week, when we did our motivational piece of the week, we talked about how important it is that your environment is just as much peaceful and positive as yourself is. It's so much easier to work on yourself when your environment is an easy place to work in, basically, an easy place to change, where you're comfortable and you can feel happy and, you know, have some positive vibes. That included your home, your work, and the people that are around you. That part is really important because sometimes we get so mixed up with the wrong group of people that are sending the wrong vibes out there, and that's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. So we talked about that last week. This week, we are going to be talking about how to learn how to control the things that you're saying and your thoughts as well. One of the biggest things that I think is super important is that every single day you got to say some affirmations. You have to boost yourself up every single day to get yourself prepared and ready for the day. You know, you got to get yourself aligned, get yourself balanced, get yourself at peace, to conquer the day, because it's the perfect day to conquer the day, guys. Every day is a new day, and it's still the perfect day. So by doing the affirmations, that helps. By sitting there and looking at yourself in the mirror, or you can say it in the car or anything like that. You can just listen to it while you're getting ready. I do have an affirmations video on my channel that are some, you know, good affirmations that you can be just listening to and repeating after me. But saying things like, I am healthy, I am strong, I am blessed, I am grateful, I am surrounded by love. Things like that are really going to help get your mind right for the day. Now, you can say them as many times as you need to throughout the day. It doesn't matter. it's just there to help get your mind back on track. The affirmations really just start to get yourself refocused if you start to feel a little bit out of balance. Now, I'm not a fool. Trust and believe I am imperfect. We all have our faults. We all make mistakes. And I don't always think positive thoughts. Ta-da! I know, it's crazy. But I don't, it's really hard sometimes, but what's great is I've noticed that since I started focusing on the things that I say more and the things I think more, when I do start to veer off the path that I want to be on, it's easier now for me to remind myself, like a little bell goes off in my head that says, up. Don't think like that. Don't say stuff like that. That's not okay, Whitney. That's not what you preach. That's not what you talk about, and you yourself have to make sure you're in line with that. So over time, it takes time. All this takes time, guys. This isn't anything, some magic thing that's going to happen overnight. It all takes time. But over time, you will find that you've started to build a habit that will remind you to stick with it more and more and more. So that's something to look forward to. It does get easier, but we do all have negative thoughts. Something to keep in mind when you're having these negative thoughts, what you're doing. So you have your brain, right? And you know what? Hold on. So you have your brain, and let's pretend that this candle of Tinkerbell is your brain, right? Beautiful, wonderful, beautiful brain of yours. I love Tinkerbell. And you have a negative thought, right? So all of a sudden, ding, 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 a negative thought goes off in your head. Don't plant the seed. Right now, the negative thought is up here. It doesn't matter. It's coming. You can make it go away. It doesn't have to get planted. If you plant that negative thought and you continue to ponder on that negative thought and think the negative thought, then it starts to grow. And now you've planted a seed that has now started to grow. And now you're growing things in your mind of negativity. You don't want that. You don't want to have negative things growing in your mind. Plant positive seeds so that when those seeds are planted and they start to grow, you water them with positivity. They start to grow into more positive thoughts. And now you're having more positive thoughts in your mind. I know that seems like a very weird example, but I swear, you water the seeds that are planted in your head. So just make sure that the seeds that you plant in your head are of positive things. Every night before you go to bed, I think it's important to reflect on the day that you had and to find, I don't care if it was the worst day you've ever had, find at least 3 things. Find at least 3 things, guys, that you can say were good things that happened that day and write them down. You don't want to write a journal full of negative things. You want to write a journal full of positive things. So sit there and write the 3 things. Maybe you learned something. Maybe someone helped you. Maybe you helped somebody else. Maybe you just had a really great day and things were just falling into place for you. The universe was working for you that day. Write it down. Then you go to bed with a peaceful mind, remembering all the wonderful things that happened during the day, and then you wake up expecting more good things to happen. So then you just repeat this cycle. So you end your day well, you start your day well. You end your day talking about all the great things that happened. And then you start your day saying your affirmations and looking forward to the day, because more great things are going to happen that you get to write about later on that day. And it's just this cycle that keeps going and going and going. And it's a good cycle to be on. It's a real good cycle to be on. So be cautious of the seeds that you plant in your head. Be cautious of how you water them. Make sure that whatever is growing in your mind are positive things. Start your day off with positivity. Start your day off with affirmations, things that are going to build you up so you look forward to your day and you're ready and prepared to conquer the day. And then before you go to bed, write down at least 3 things that were really great things that happened to you that day. It can be whatever you want. Whatever made you smile, whatever made you feel good. Those are the things you want to write down. So then you just do the cycle, and every single day, and it's going to get easier throughout as time goes on. The thoughts, any negative thought that pops into your head, to be like, gone. You are not getting planted in here. No. And then it leaves more room for positive things to come in, so we can soak all them in and have a really awesome day. That's our goal for this week. Let's focus on making sure that our thoughts are positive. Let's focus on saying affirmations in the morning, and let's focus on at nighttime writing down at least 3 things that we were grateful for that happened during that day. That's our goals this week, guys. You think you can do it? I think you can do it. Time for my favorites this week. So this week's topic on favorites are about my pets, because you know how much I love my pets. So I grabbed a few of their things that I really, that have helped me with them, and I actually have their food. So I'm gonna start, the toys are a little bit different. So Ziggy, my dog, I mean, he's like the easiest animal to buy toys for. He's a dog. You can just get him anything that squeaks and that you can throw, and he's pretty much set. My cat, on the other hand, he is the difficult one. Trying to find toys that he's gonna like to play with that'll get him moving and stuff like that is really hard. He's such a smart cat that I think he just gets bored really easily. So some of the toys I found for him, actually, so this little guy looks like a little alien. This is a laser pointer. Actually, there's a button on the back. There's a mirror inside here. I don't know if you guys can see it. The mirror, you can change the angles of the mirror, and what it does, you press the button and the laser reflects off the mirror, and it changes its direction. It goes all sorts of types of way. I thought the best way to show you guys about this toy is a little clip. So here's a clip of Archer playing with this toy. So much. He's so great. So yeah, I got this from Petco. I really like Petco because they offer rewards for everything that you spend. It adds up and you get $5 rewards. So I really love Petco. I got this from Petco. I want to say it was like maybe $20. I'll link it at the bottom here, and that way you guys can see if it's something you'd be interested in. The other really great toy that I have for Archer is this bad boy. This thing. He loves this thing. Look at how big it gets. It's so big. I don't even know if I can fit it. There we go. It's huge. Look at it. It's huge. He loves this thing. I want to get more of them. You can actually buy more of them. And you can, there's a way, there's a way that you can attach more to this, and you can actually build like a whole big thing with them. He loves this thing. The second I pull it out and open it up, he's already running in it. What's great is Ziggy, our dog, they play with each other. So this is Archer's little like hideout, and Ziggy goes on each end just trying to get to him. It's the funniest thing ever. So I really like this toy too. Now, we're going to talk about something that's really important to me as far as their food. This is the other topic of the day for my animals. So this is their dry food. I actually cook them boiled chicken as like an extra protein. No seasonings or anything like that, obviously. I just boil some chicken. But this is the dry food that I feed them. I have had to deal with Archer especially because he is a purebred Bengal. He has had a lot of health issues, and most of them have been digestive. And I always, just listened to the vet and gave them, their science diet brands and stuff like that. And he was never getting better. In fact, he was actually getting worse. So finally, I started doing some research on food, and I realized that there are a lot of bad reviews about Science Diet and Hills and how the food actually was killing animals, and it was just really bad. And so I started doing even more research on their foods and everything else, and I started going to more natural food stores that we have here for animals and all that, and just found out so much really good information. Do your research, guys. It's really important. And so I ended up stumbling across this. Now, this is Instinct Raw Brand, the Raw Brand by Instinct. This is the cat food. This is the dog food that I have. They are both really good. What's great is the ingredients, I can actually read them. It's not anything crazy. I actually know what a lot of this stuff is. They have their guaranteed analysis and all that. What's great here, for the cats especially, they are a protein-based animal. So this is 95% of protein from real chicken. So it's real food, you know, no animal meal, and it's grain-free. For cats, it's super important that they're grain-free. Their intestines don't digest grains very well, which is something I learned. And then for Ziggy, our dog, this is 72% real animal ingredients and nutritious oils, 28% vegetables and fruits and other wholesome ingredients. Still zero grain, guys, super important. This is a salmon base. Archer's is a chicken base because like I said, he has a really sensitive stomach, so chicken's always really good for sensitive stomachs. This one is a salmon base because it's really good for Ziggy's coat, the salmon. Love these. I haven't had any digestive issues since I started using these brands. They do offer actual raw food that you can get, and you can freeze it and then refrigerate what you need for the daily intake. I haven't quite gotten to that part of it yet. Not that I'm against it, not that I don't think it's a good idea. I'm leaning towards it, but it's just so weird to me. So I haven't really grasped being able to feed them actual raw food. But it's like what they would get in the wild, you know? I mean, if you really think about it, if my dog and our cat, our dog and our cat, were out in the wild and they never got adopted or found or anything like that, what would they be eating? They'd be eating raw meat. So it's different for humans. Obviously, we can't just go around eating raw meat, but animals, their digestive system is a little bit different. So all I'm saying is do your research. Don't just trust what the vet gives you. I've had a lot of issues with vets. For any of my veterinarians that are out there that are maybe watching this, I apologize. I think you guys do great work. I think you are a necessity to the world, but unfortunately I've just had some really bad experiences with the veterinarians that I've had to use, and you know, I just think it's always important to do your own research. I think that that's really important. So those are my faves this week. You got a couple toys from the cat section that I think are really great, and the food that I feed my animals. So the last segment of this week's episode is the Did You Know facts. I love these. They're so great. You know, I really do try to find some good ones for you guys. There's a couple that I'm like holding on to for just what it feels right to let you know. Did you know? You know? Hey. So the Did You Knows this week. Did you know that in the Civil War, twice as many soldiers actually died from diseases than like battle? Twice as many. To the point that these diseases, they apparently were causing frequent diarrhea, okay? And so they were pooping a lot. And apparently this code came to play that you weren't allowed to shoot a soldier while he was pooping. Show some respect, you know? You guys gotta poop. So I thought that that was kind of funny. And that's something I definitely did not know. But now you know, you know. Did you know that in 1967, a while ago, a Senate subcommittee, this is hilarious, a Senate subcommittee theorized that by the year 1985, okay, Americans would only have to work 22 hours a week, and that they could possibly retire by the time that they were 38 years old. Yeah, right. He was so far off, I can't even tell you. So far off. 22 hours a week? Please. 38? That's like 10 years away from me. I don't see myself retiring in 10 years, nor do I think I'd want to. But the point still remains that in 1967, they thought that by 1985, y'all only had to work 22 hours a week and you could retire by 38. Now, wouldn't that just be a dream come true, though, if you really think about it, you know? I mean, that would just be so great. It really would. That's all I got for this week, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's Real Talk with Whitney. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for your support. Don't forget that it is the perfect day to conquer the day. It's the time to start making the choice to change, and that you are blessed, and that is a great thing. You are surrounded by people who love you, and you are blessed, and the universe is looking out for you. You just have to make the right choices. Don't forget that, guys. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you again for your support. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. Have an amazing, perfect, blessed day, and I will see you next week.